We are live. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. I am Violet Hyena. You are here with perfect timing, and I am here to do readings for people with perfect timing. I have 13 decks here, and they all have a lot to say. And recently I've been using dice to choose which one gets to speak, and it's working out quite well. Alright, I'm gonna type stuff in the chat soon. Let me go plug this in more. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. Miriam, hello. Miriam says hi. Hi, Miriam. I hope you are doing well today. I hope you're doing well today. And Preston says, hello, Yellow Heart. Hello, welcome, everybody. I hope everyone's having a lovely night. Pick a nice deck. Ooh. And Preston says, yes, same with you. Yes, it's a lovely night. Miriam says, am I going to reach my goal from a year from now? Thanks. Let's see. That sounds like a tarot card question. Number 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rubber Terrets. Will Miriam reach their goal from a year from now? Will Miriam reach their goal within a year from now? Well, 5 cup. This is a yes/no question. I don't want that. Yes. You're going to be taking a long journey. It is the Fool's Journey. It is the journey of the tarot card deck. It's going to be a year-long journey, and you're going to reach your goal then. And this is a major arcana, so it's definitely gonna happen. Like, no question. Alright, I hope that helps you out. And Miriam says, thank you, so you are so welcome. Happy to help. Oh, I gotta pick a backup deck. Let's see here. Number 3. Alright, ask and is given. Okay. Let me just type in the chat. And then whenever anyone comes along, there we go. 'Tis what I do. I just fill time with oracle cards because it's fun and simple. That is the information card. Don't look, it's shy. My life is supposed to be fun. Be easy about all of this. Life is supposed to be fun, you know. It's Abraham's powerful desire that you return to your state of self-appreciation. We want you to feel love for your life, for the people of your world, and most of all, for yourself. There's great love here for you. Yay. And Preston says, is my Leo thinking about me? That's a great question. I'm going to ask the cards. It's going to be tarot card question. Number 2. Investigators. So is Preston's Leo thinking about him? Gotta flip. The answer is yes, with the 9 of Cups. So he's thinking very happily about you. All just happy, just joyful about everything and thinking about Preston. That's exactly what's happening with your Leo. Alright, good job. I'm glad. I hope that helps you out. And then I see Feria has joined us. Hello, says Feria, and I say, hi Feria, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Okay, and Feria says, was the money I spotted on N's wallet related to me or owed to me in any way? And Miriam asks, what are the defining virtues and personality traits of the person who is meant to be my life partner? Ooh, okay. So there's now a list that I can start. Come on out, pen. Come on out. Come on out. There we go. Okay, we got Feria and Miriam. Thank you for all the hearts, by the way. They're very cute. Okay, so I can get to those 2 questions since I've caught up on chat. Was the money spotted in Ann's wallet related to me or owed to me in any way? Okay, so related or owed. There we go. Is the let's pick a duck first before we get carried away. 8, so you get an extra card. 2. So gay turret. And extra. Okay, so is the money in Ann's wallet? With it. I'm gonna pin it. The question. Related to Feria or owed to Feria? Yeah. Is the money related? No. Is the money owed? Nope. So the money in Ann's wallet is not related. And the money in... Oh, and you also get an extra card. Okay. 5 of Cups. So the 8 of Swords, which is a mastery of thought, but also being wrapped up in your thoughts. And then owed is like the 7 of Cups is a nostalgia card. And the 5 of Cups is when you're looking at your broken cups, but you're not focused on the cups you still have. So you are actually looking at someone else's money and maybe hoping you could get some money. And is it owed? No. The nostalgia there seems to be nice if the money was yours. And the mastery is of swords. The thoughts. Yeah, it's not related to you. So 8 of Swords. Yeah, it's just you are just not focusing where you need to, honey. I'm sorry. It'd be nice if somebody owed you money. I'm pretty sure it would be. But nope, not ends. And then we've got Miriam's. There we go. And Miriam's. Okay, so defining virtues. Personality traits. The defining values and personality traits of the person who is meant to be Miriam's life partner. Okay. There's the questions. I need a deck. Gonna be these. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what was it again? Defining virtues and personality traits of Miriam's life partner. Okay, so virtues, we have 5 of chalices, and personality traits, the devil. Okay, virtues is 5 of chalices, so, and then personality traits is the devil. Wow, you like them spicy, huh? So I'm getting you like your life partners a little dark and spicy. And they like to look at what's in front of them and not what they like. to look at the problems and not see a lot of good. And the devil, a tempter, someone a little likes to play jokes. A temptation person. And what else was the devil? And this is a major arcana too, so this is a major personality trait. Temptation, material wealth, material things. This is a person who values material things, maybe a little too much. But you will never be bored. Let me tell you that. With this kind of personality trait, you will never be bored. There's always something new that they're bringing to the table. I can guarantee that is true. You will never be bored because when they get bored of stuff, they bring in new stuff. And that's just how they are. And they have an addictive personality. So it might be, there's all kinds of addictions out there. It's some sort of addiction. Maybe a shopping addiction, maybe maybe drugs, maybe alcohol. But they are a very addictive person, very materialistic in nature, and a little bit about bending the rules. So you're not going to be bored. All right, so I hope that helps you out. Okay. Alright, so I've completed the list. I'm going to put this deck away. I'm going to hydrate, and then I'm going to start making a new list and catching up on chats. Ah, tasty. Alrighty. And Preston says, "Thank you, my friend, and I love everything you do. Please never change. Trident, Lucky Clover, Green Lucky Clover, Trident." Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's really kind. Thank you, Preston. You're so sweet. Okay. And Feria says, "What are the things I need to work on in order to attract the people that I want?" It's a very good question. I'll put you on the board. And then Margaret says, hello, Margaret. Welcome." And Feria says, "Thanks, I'm reassured." Floating pink hearts. You are very welcome. I'm glad I could help. And Margaret says, "Will TJ do something messy to stop me from leaving for Florida?" Alright, we got Margaret on the board. And John is here. Hi, John. How you doing? Hi, John. I hope you're doing well. Margaret says, "Is Paul going to buy a house before leaving to Florida? Before I leave to Florida, will Paul try to do something to stop me to leave for Florida?" TJ. Okay, and then Paul. Okay, cool. So that's 3. 3 Margaret questions. Yay. And Eleanor says hi and a wavy emoji. So hi! I hope you're doing well, Eleanor. And John says, I'm telling you, Griffin acts like a narcissist. Oh, I'm not going to argue with you, John. Miriam says, then he better stay away. I'm good being single. Eleanor says, I apologize to a guy, right? So I want to know, is he going to accept my apology? And how does he really feel about me? Ooh, okay. So Eleanor, you are on the list. And Eleanor, your name doesn't look very familiar, or you haven't been here for a while. So I'm going to say hi, and thank you for subscribing if you have done so recently. And I'm going to put you on the list, and once I catch up with chat, I'm going to go back and do the entire list. So thank you for your patience. I'll get to you shortly. Eleanor Jafta. Okay, Miriam says, thanks. It just hit me because what Miriam said and then the reading of her life partner I just gave her. So yeah. Well, whenever you get bored, just go to your life partner. That will make it much more exciting. But yeah. Right, I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, Miriam says thanks, and Margaret says okay, and Margaret says, "Will I get the job at Bath and Body Works?" So, Margaret again. And John says, what's causing my restless leg syndrome? So, John, I don't do medical readings. You're going to have to consult a doctor. And Marion says, what does my spirit guides think who and how the right person for me will be like? What does my spirit guides? Right, so Marion. And John says, that's kind of hard. Well, John, I really, for liability reasons, I really cannot diagnose you with the tarot cards. I do not think that would be correct. And lawyers would probably get angry at me. So I'm gonna avoid angry lawyers. Or angry people who hire lawyers. So I'm going to avoid that. Okay. Because I do not have a medical degree. I cannot diagnose that, nor will I try with tarot cards. Joan says, I would never get that involved. Try a different question, please, and thank you. And Joan says, okay, cool. Thank you. Alright, so I have caught up on chat, and I'm going to get to that right now. So, Feria. Is at the top of the list. What are the things I need to work on in order to attract what I want? There we go. Oh, that's a very good question. I'm gonna do all the dice. Sorry, all the decks. Number 6. So, no. So, number 9. Number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The Urban Crow deck. What are the things I need to work on in order to attract people I want? The crows. The crows want to speak. The crows are actually very social animals, so they are one of the best decks to consult with this topic. Crows are very social creatures. Very smart, too. Okay, let's see here. Ghosts. Ghosts. $20. Ghosts. No, that's far too far. 20. Alright. Shadows of the past. Let them visit, but don't let them stay. They no longer hold substance in your world, and if they linger too long, they may become trapped in your psyche. Have you ever found yourself having an argument with someone who wasn't even in the room? The argument plays out in your head. That situation that brought about the feelings and emotions that led to the internal disagreement is a ghost. Like a ghost, repeating the pattern of walking through a room as it has done each night since its human form passed. It is stuck in a moment in time. There is nothing that can be said or done that will change what occurred. Ghosts ask that you examine your feelings regarding a past event. What are you able to find acceptance and move forward into healing? Are you unable to forgive or seek forgiveness, allowing old wounds of the past to remain open? Pay attention to when ghosts appear. They may indicate the source of a block. It might be time for an exorcism. Alright, so you're going to have to heal and let go from the ghosts of the past. And that's going to take some time, but it's worth it. And good luck on your journey. I hope that helps you out. cafeteria. Okay, so Margaret. We need a deck for Margaret. Number 7. Every little thing you do is magic, you know. La 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 la. It's magic, you know. La 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 la. Okay, and then the questions, the lovely questions. Will TJ do something messy to stop me from leaving Florida? TJ do try to stop Margaret from going to Florida. And is Paul going to buy a house before I leave for Florida? Paul buy house before move to Florida. And then will Paul try to do something to stop Margaret to leave for Florida? Paul try to stop going Florida. Alright, so 3 on the board. We got a deck. Alright. Is TJ gonna try to stop him from going to Florida? Nope. Is Paul gonna buy a house before she leaves to Florida? Yep. And is Paul gonna try to stop Margaret from going to Florida? Nope. Nobody's trying to stop you from going to Florida, honey. So we got 3 of swords. So logic is going to be cutting into emotion, which usually signifies heartbreak. And TJ. Nah, TJ's too heartbroken. 9 of Cups for Paul buying house before you go to Florida. Nine of Cups. He's really happy and focused on that. That's really good. Awesome. And then the Hanged one for... This is the major arcana, by the way. For Paul trying to stop. Okay, so Paul is not going to try to stop you. He has a different perspective on it, but he's not going to try to stop you. Hope that helps you out, Margaret. There we go. I need a hydrate, Schoenberg. The words aren't coming out very smoothly. Okay. Got that, and chapstick is also gonna help. I want to thank you all for your patience. Okay. Clear the board, and we're gonna get to Eleanor. I apologize to a guy, right? So I want to know, is he going to accept my apology? So apology accepted, question mark. And how does he feel? What are the feelings? Towards Eleanor. There we go. So we have the questions. We now need a deck. We need a deck. Number 2. The gay turret. May everything be gay and merry and bright. Okay, so is the apology accepted? And what are the feelings towards Eleanor from this person? Okay, so apology accepted? Yes. And it's a major arcana, so it's a definite yes. And it's the moon. I'm guessing they weren't very expressive about how they feel, so there's the mystery. And then how they feel about Eleanor. A new journey in thought. So whatever transpired between you has sparked a new decision about you. This is kind of telling me that whatever action occurred here is gonna start a new thought pattern. It's like blatantly telling me that it's turning into a red flag. And that's just it. Sorry to deliver that news. I hope it works out. So, I hope it helps. Eleanor and Margaret. Another question. Deck. Will I get the job at Bath and Body Works? Number 7. There we go. Will Margaret get the job at Bath and Body Works? Let me pin it. There we go. Yes, the moon. It's a major arcana, so it's definitely a yes. Bathy Works. It's not a bright and sunny store. It has layers to it. I'm not gonna say it's darkness, but there's you know what? There's light and dark to this place. It's kind of mysterious. So go at this new job. Go and look for the mystery at this place. I think you could have fun just focusing on that. So I wish you luck. Have fun. Okay, and then Margaret's and then Miriam's. Okay, what does my spirit guides think who and how the right person for me will be like? What does the spirit guides think who and how? What does Miriam's spirit guides think who? Thinks who and how the right person for me will be like? What does my spirit guides think who and okay. I'm just trying to understand if Miriam means that she wants to ask the spirit guides who the right person for Miriam will be like. I'm going to assume something like that. So I'm just trying to figure out how to wrap how the question is going to be. So what does the spirit guides think who and how the right person for me will be like? Okay. Spirit guides of Miriam. Spirit guides of what? Spirit guides of Miriam. Who's the right person? Who is the Spirit guides of Miriam? Who is the right person for Miriam? There we go. That's a good question. I think that's what you were getting at. If not, correct me and we'll do it again. But I think that's what you were saying. And I think since it has to do with spirit guides, I'm gonna roll for all the decks. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so from the spirit guides. Okay, 9 of Cups. Someone who's happy. A Knight of Wands. So a very actiony action man. And a 2 of Wands. Someone who makes really quick decisions. So very happy. Very fast and knowledgeable about his skills. And makes quick decisions. Alright. If you find that person, that is the correct person for you. Alrighty. Wow. And then we've completed that list. I'm going to have a drink. And then I will read chat and start a new list. Tasty. Alright, let's see here. And John says, "Oh yeah, now I remember. How did I land in the car accident?" I guess we can ask the cards. And Eleanor says, "Who is my life partner? Description, please." Alright, so Ellen. And John says, "This condition is hell. My brain dopamine levels are lower. Iron levels, my legs move involuntarily." And Freya says, what kind of ghosts am I carrying? Like, what do they do? What areas of my life do they rule over? It's a very good question for the cards. Add it to the list. And John says, bugging me right now. Margaret says, thanks, you're very welcome. And John says, this is awful. And Parlis Slouch sends a smiley face. Hi, Parlis, welcome. Oh, golly, let's see. Was it Mahjong tile, Joker card, and Japanese wall scroll, organizing cartomancy decks. And Helen Hummingbird says, hi, Helen. And John says, how long have you been reading tarot cards, Violet? Oh, since college. So about 2006. What year is it? About 20 years now. Parlislouch says, BRB, getting third drop. You know what? That's not a bad idea. I have a third drop around here. Now I want one. I don't have any. Sorry. Parlis distracted me because now I want a third drop. I have them somewhere. I do. I put them in a bag. Oh, there you are. Found them. Ha 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 ha. That's gonna help. My throat does feel a little froggy. Excuse me for the pause. Muscle. It's gonna help me speak, guys. It's gonna help me speak. It's gonna help me get through all the speaking I have to do. Ricola. Stay. Sorry, had to speak sternly to the basket. Great idea, Parlis. Thank you so much. Okay. Moon is promising. Yes. And Margaret says, thanks. You are so welcome. And Helen says, why does Hossam keep stalking me? It's a very good question. I will ask the cards. Does mom intend to damage me on purpose? All right, 2 questions for Helen. And Parlislouch says, spade, pawn, really sounds scary. Puzzle piece. And then Helen says, did Yashmin had a sensual relationship with her ex after marriage? Explaining it in art board. Explaining it in a packaging that works, but the shape of it still looks like a rabbit. Helen says, did she do spells to control her mother-in-law and husband? And will I get married in 2027? Okay, and is my life partner from Charm Countries or Arabic Calf Countries or West Eberic Arabic. Countries, life, Tunisia. A whole lot. Just a whole lot of questions. A lot. Alright, we'll get there. Okay. That emoji looks like a mirror. Is there a way to put Arabic calligraphy letters on pieces of paper and just pull a random one? And Helen says, does he has a car? And Miriam says, thanks, Sparkle Heart. You are so welcome. And Helen says, will we live here at first, then move to his country, or I will live there from the beginning? And Parla says, congrats. Ellipses picked watermelon emoji, and Nikolai Superstar says, hi. Hey. Hi, Nikolai. Long time no see. And John says, how did I land in the car accident? John, you're on the list. Please do not ask more than once. I do have you. You're just on the top of the list. I haven't gotten there yet. Okay. And John says, sorry, I was busy. Okay. Anyway, I've reached the bottom of the list, and I will go back up to the top. Alright, and John is asking, how did he land in the car crash? I think it's going to be a tarot card. And specifically, I can think of this one, not so much that one, maybe this one, and maybe this one will have body positions. Number 1, cat turret. Okay. What do the cats say? Hi, I'm a kitty cat. And I go, wow, 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 wow. Cats, I'm a kitty cat. And I go, wow, 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 wow. Wow, that's such an old meme. I don't even believe I remember that thing. Okay, so how did John land in the accident? Let's see, the Lovers. So apparently you landed with your legs above your head and in this very squished manner. And that is what the cards are telling me. There's just one extra here. There we go, in the right spot. Okay, so did John's, and then to Eleanor's next question. Who is my life partner? Description, please. This is a very good question. And I believe probably don't need the 6 because this one has human descriptions, this one has human descriptions, and this one has good human descriptions. Or pictures, rather. Number 1. So, Gator. See, description of Eleanor's life partner. Description of Eleanor's life partner. Okay, so we got 8 of Cups, so master of their emotions. We got dark hair, pale skin, business suitcase, and going on a plane. It looks like a private plane. So very good with money and emotions. And also really good emotionally with their family. So I believe that is a catch. Alright, I hope it helps you out, Eleanor. That is what the cards have to say. Very I'm gonna have to stretch you from. Okay. Oh, that was a crack. That was a good crack. Okay. Very young. What kind of ghosts am I carrying? What kind of ghosts? Like, what do they do? What do they do? What areas of my life do they rule over? What do they, rule? That's a very good question. Okay, let's pick a deck for Feria. No, I feel like that's a tarot card deck. It's a lot of components. Number 2. 1, 2. It's the gay deck. It's the gay tarot. Okay. Feria's ghosts. Tell us more about them. What kind of ghosts? Ooh. They are right on point. Like, what do they do? What do they do? And what areas of life do they rule over? Ooh, heartbreak. Alright, well, that makes sense. Okay, so the Knight of Swords is it is in this picture showing a person with, what's it called? Let me find the correct words. PTSD. Some sort of drama, some sort of trauma, and they are constantly thinking about it, so it's haunting them. And this is a sign of, this is a card of misery and angst. Just, these are ghosts of, what kind of ghosts? These are just really the trauma ghosts that bring you down into spiraling thoughts. And what do? They make you think of, they make you either think happiness is impossible to attain, or they make you strive for perfection, which is unobtainable. And then, what do they rule over? Heartbreak. They're going to keep lording this heartbreak over you. They're going to keep slicing into your heart with thoughts. And that's not okay. That is not okay. I hope that helps you out, Feria. And then Helen has so many questions. We're going to have to figure that out. Whew. Okay. We're gonna need a deck. A deck. We're gonna need it. A deck. We're gonna need it. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, this one is really good for all these questions. Okay, let's see what we got. Alright, so why does Hossam keep stalking Helen? Okay, why does Hossam keep stalking Helen? 10 of Pentacles. He's following you because he thinks you have resources or money that would do well for him. Okay, and this mom intend to damage me on purpose. This mom intend to damage me on sorry. Does mom intend to damage Helen on purpose? Yes. Wheel of Fortune. Not really in the fortune case, but there just is a strong energy draw that is making this happen. And this feels more like a karma thing rather than a lucky thing. And when I say karma, it might be mom's karma. So don't, yeah, that's what it is. Also, Major Arcana, not lovely. And did Yasmin had a central relationship with her ex after marriage? Yes. And it's in the shadows of the moon. And the moon is a major arcana, so it's a definite yes. It's very, what's the word? Shady. And, well, in the dark and mysterious, so they like to keep that under wraps. Did she do spells to control her mother-in-law and husband? Did she do spells? Did she do spells? Nope, she did not do spells. She used depression. Because this is the Nine of Swords. She used depression. Let's see, Helen, will I get married in 2027? Yes. The Empress. And the Empress is the sign of abundance and motherhood. So yeah, and it's a major arcana. It's like one of those base ones that everyone refers to. So this is a definite yes. So abundance and motherhood, 2027. Then is Helen's life partner from Sham country, or Arab Kaf countries, or West Arabic countries? Life Tunisia? Yeah. This one I have to write down. Sham. Arabic Kaf. or West Arabic life Tunisia. I don't know. I don't know what life Tunisia is, but maybe the cards will. Alright. So is the life partner of Helen from these places? Okay, Sham, yes. Arabic Kaf? No. West Arabic life Tunisia. Nope. So they're definitely from Sham. And does he have a car? Does he have... One of the most important questions. Does he have a car? He does. He has a car. Major Arcana, so he majorly has a car. He has a nice car. He has a passion for his car, I want to say. And he has a very high opinion about his car. Because this is judgment and refinement. He wants to look good in his car. And he wants his car to do what he needs it to do. Alright, so yes, he definitely has a car. And will he live in here at first and then move to his country, or will I live there from the beginning? We're going to do it as a one question, and we're going to do it as a yes-no question. And we're going to assume that if the question doesn't say yes, then we're going to assume the alternative of this question. So, will you live in will Helen live in here at first, then move to his country? Yes. So you will live in wherever here is. Will we live in here at first, then move to his country? Yes. Illumination. And this is the word. So this is there's lots of layers to this. I can see that. It is a kind of like the logical steps will be taken to have this happen. And this is the major arcana. Illumination. And there is just a lot going on at that point. And everything's falling into place. Illumination. Alright, I hope that helps you out. Was that all of them? Yes, that was all of them. Alright. Helen, I hope that helped you out. That was a lot of questions. Rapid fire questions. I have no problem with them. It's just, for a moment, I get a little overwhelmed, and then I just start going into answer mode. Just a moment. And then it passes. Okay. So now we drink water. And then we catch up on chat. Oh, and I have already been streaming for an hour and 26 minutes. It looks like I still have plenty of time. We're gonna gauge it a little bit more towards the end of the new list. Because I only stream for 2 hours at a time. Alright, so let's get to it. And John says, sorry I was busy. Francis says, hello, Violet. Can I have a divine guidance for today, please? Yes, hi, Francis. Francis is on the list. And Parloslotch says, potato. Spinal nerve ending concerns after accident. And Parlus says, any sensations left for fingers, toes? And Fibro isn't picnic either. And Parlus says, love the cat deck. You know what? I love the cat deck. We can all love the cat deck because it's amazing. And Gemini says, Parlus says, Gemini nerve endings, Mercury. Snowy mountain, non-snowy mountain, volcano, and then mountain in the clouds, or mountains in the mist. But imagine mountains in the clouds. Mount Fuji got included in the emoji list. Oh, that's cool. John says, was I aware? Why don't I remember? Okay, so John is on the list. And Freya retracted a message. And Parloslotch says, wonders sometimes if decans of Gemini might answer that question. Each one experiences pain differently. Some nerve endings, but my goodness, they land differently. And Parloslotch says, BRB got to remove some clutter. And Miriam says, can I get a message from the oracle? From the oracle cards? Yeah. Miriam. Oracle. Yay. I like doing the oracle cards. And John says, did you do my question? I did do your question. It was the cat card, and it was the lovers, and I said it was, you landed with your head, your feet over your head, and you were squished. And that is what the card said. You can look back and find it. And Freya says, that's very helpful. Thanks, dear. Floating heart, floating heart. Okay, Fairy says, good night, everyone. Good night, Freya. Have a great one. I hope you feel better. And Safi says, what does G really think, feel, and want from me, please? All right, Safi, you're on the list. Hello. And Safi says, hello with Rose. And Safi says, is he creating spiritual problems for me on purpose? Do I need to work at getting him to forget about me? So 1, 2, 3. 3. There we go. And Francis says, is Kelly spying on Francis? What are her feelings and true intentions, please? Francis is on the list. Did someone send Francis or attempt to send him a curse? 2 questions for Francis. And John says, ouch. And John says, yeah, I heard it. Yuck. Ugh, never mind. I won't even think about that. Sorry. It just, that must have really hurt. I don't know, dude. You went through it. Okay. Alright, so I have... What is it? I've got up on chat. I'm going to go to Francis's first question. Okay, so can Francis have a divine guidance for today, please? Yes. A divine guidance. That sounds like an oracle deck. Yeah. Number 2, Irvin Crows. The crows. And if you want to say it's a divine deck, you can say it's your spirit animal, because crows are amazing. Divine guidance from the crows. Okay, we have commitment. Number 8. Commitment. Nature photographer June Hunter has documented the lives of a pair of crows she calls George and Mabel, and their commitment to one another. When George's beak broke due to an accident, his loving and faithful partner Mabel took over to ensure that George was fed and protected. When they coupled up, they agreed for better or worse, in sickness and health, this loving pair remains committed. The commitment card asks that you examine areas where you have entered into obligation. Are you ready to put in the work if needed? Are you willing to sacrifice something to ensure that you stay true to your word? If it is a goal you are committed to seeing through to completion, are you willing to offer your time and resources? Think about the commitments you have made. Do they raise your vibration just thinking about them, or do you feel a heaviness associated with the situation. Of course, we all have our moments of feeling less than enthusiastic. The question you may need to consider of these moments of angst and resentment outweigh the love and support your commitment brings to your situation. Alright, so that is the divine guidance of the crows. I hope that helps you out, John. Sorry, Francis. I hope that helps you out, Francis. I get slightly confused because there's Francis John, and then there is John Hemp Jump. So, and then John says, was I aware? Why don't I remember? That sounds like a terrible question. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was John aware? You were not aware. This is the major arcana. Oh, you were not there. You were not there in your body. You were off in spirit for a little bit. And that is what the cards are saying. I hope that helps you out, John. Then we're going to do Miriam's Oracle. Pick. Picky, pick, pick, pick. The 6. And 5. There we go. Miriam's getting a reading from the Oracle cards. Boop. Number 3. 1, 2, 3. Trust your vibes. Trust your vibes. Trust your vibes. Ooh, excuse me. It's a lovely shuffle. You know what? I'm not going to argue with that shuffle. It was a very nice one. Okay. So your pull from the Oracle for the Oracle is See the Solution. It's number 46. Alrighty. Your vibes not only help you tune into the flow of life and provide guided feedback about your soul's direction. They also broadcast your thoughts and feelings, which act like magnets and attract back to you the equivalent of what you send out. masterful sixth sensory beings work out in their imagination muscles daily by visualizing exactly what they want. They focus on solutions rather than on problems, and consistently strive to improve their ability to observe them in their mind's eye. Your guides advise you to do the same right now. No matter what you're facing, know that there is always a solution. Even if you can't see it immediately, the key is to practice seeing perfect solutions in your mind's eye. In fact, practice seeing as many as possible. The more solutions you can visualize, the quicker you will attract the best one for you. This is a proactive use of your vibes and makes life more exciting. I hope you see what I mean. So start visualizing your solutions. Alright? I hope that helps you out, Miriam. Go, come back. I got it. We're gonna go to Safi. Okay, Safi is 3. What does G really think, feel, and want from Safi? Think, feel, and want. Is he creating spiritual problems for me, for Safi on purpose? And does Safi need to work at getting him to forget about me? There we go. So we get the questions. Now we need a deck. Okay, number 3. 1, 2, 3. Supernatural deck. There we go. Okay, so what does G think? What does G feel? What does G want? And is G causing purposeful problems. That's a no. And what was the other one? Does Safi need to work at getting him to forget about Safi? No. Okay, so let's see. What does G think? G thinks 8 of blades. So G thinks intensely about things. So much so that they are blinded and tied up by their own thoughts. And then they feel like the king of blades. They feel like they rule their mind. And in turn can give orders and takes on a leadership role, an aggressive leadership role. And then what do they want? Oh, shoot. 9 of swords. So he does not want good things. He does not want good things. This is a bad character on the show. So, not good stuff. No. He wants to wallow in misery. He feels like the king of his thoughts. He feels like the king of his thoughts, but he is just so tied up in his thoughts. This is not a good person to be around. Okay, and then what's this one? Not purposefully doing it. And that's just... he's just got a lot of things going on. So these things that are going on, it's a lot. So he is overwhelmed by some stuff. And then the 9 of bones. So he has a lot of skills. Let's see, the one works at getting... so no, you do not have to try to get him to forget you. You're gonna have to use other skills to, I suppose, avoid this person. That is what the cards say. I hope that helps you out, Safi. And then Francis has 2 questions. Alright, so, and I only have like 11 minutes left, so I think this list is going to be the last. So no more questions after Francis's last 2 questions. I'm going to catch up on chat and then I'm going to say goodnight. Because this, 11 minutes are going to pass really easily. Alright, so what have we got? And Francis says, is Kelly spying on Francis? What are her feelings and true intentions, please? Okay, Kelly, what you doing, girl? Kelly, are you spying? And what are the true feelings and intentions? Okay, so we have the question. We need a deck. We need a deck. The cat deck. Perfect. Okay, so Kelly, are you spying? And what's Kelly's true feelings and intentions towards Francis? Kelly, are you spying? Yes. This 9 of, what is that? 9 of toys? It's got a string. Just wands. So 9 of wands, right? I think so. Let me check. I'm making sure. Is it 9 of wands? It is 9 of wands. I was correct. So 9 of wands, yes. Kelly is spying. True feelings and true intentions. Okay, true intentions are strength and true feelings are Knight of Pentacles. Gosh, that's cute. Oh, sorry, I'm distracted by the picture being so cute. Because the cat is sitting human-like on a chair looking at the human's food. So that's just adorable. And the Knight of Pentacles. True feelings. Skilled with money and resources. True feelings. So the feelings here are knowing when to move with the resources. No, the ability to wait for the right opportunities. That is the patience in the feelings area. Very patient in what they're doing. And then in intentions is strength. And this inner strength, determination, intentions. Intentions to be strong about where they are. Internally strong. Like, it's a major arcana too. A determination. Two of Pentacles. Kelly's a spy. So if Kelly's spying, Knight of Pentacles. Knowing when to use resources, but also a little acting here. Like a little acting human to get what they want. And then intentions. Determination to get what they want. Alright, and that is what the cards say about Kelly. Kelly is a spy. Then what was the last one? Last question. Yes, last question. That's all we're going to have time for this evening. Hold all other questions until tomorrow. No more questions after this one. Did someone send Francis a curse? Did someone send a curse? Okay, so did someone send Francis a curse? Nope, somebody did not send a curse. This is the 10 of toys. So 10 of action. They did not send a curse. They have a lot of skills, though, and a lot of magic. But no, they didn't send a curse. If the cats have anything to say about it, they hoarded a lot of stuff and used it to their advantage. Alright, and that is what the cat tarot has to say for the night. And again, I am going to be reaching 2 hours soon. I'm going to have time for chat, and then I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep, okay? I'm going to sleep. Alright, so let's see here. I'm going to catch up on chat, and then I'll say goodnight. Come tomorrow, and I will do your questions then. So come in 22 hours, and I'll do your questions. That's 8:30 Eastern Standard Point. But let me get to these. Let me hydrate. Get my liquid in my brain again. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so John says, ouch. Yeah, what's the you're that mean. Yeah, I do that. And Miriam says, floating heart, floating heart. I like floating hearts. And John says, beautiful reading. I enjoyed June Hunter's story about George and Mabel. So sweet, hearts. And thank you for the sweet reading. You're very welcome. And Parla says, drum set electricity. Had to secure patio furniture umbrella in the sand. Yeah, that's the thing. And Eleanor says, is my life partner someone I know? Okay, I would love to answer your question, Eleanor, but I'm pretty burnt out. My limit is 2 hours a night. And I've been streaming for 1 hour and 59 minutes. So I'm super close. I'm burnt. Bring your question tomorrow and I will happily do it. Alright? So write it down and bring it tomorrow and then I will definitely do it for you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Tomorrow. Prelisludge says, road blockade, brown feather, ellipses, haven't seen road construction equipment levitate before. Prelisludge says, cat gave Ginger Fred chicken soup / after coughing up a hairball. Kitty cat. Eleanor says, does the father of my third child think about her, and will he ever try to bond with her? Again, I would love to answer your question. Bring it back tomorrow again. Write it down, bring it in, and I will do it tomorrow. I have no more energy left for readings. I'm burnt. I need sleep. And Francis says, true feelings and intentions of Juno towards Francis. Again, bring it tomorrow, and I will do it. Right now, too burnt. And Prowler Sledge says, grapes, use lavender to clean up after the cat hair. Grapes, pleasant rest, grapes. I like grapes. Grapes are yummy. And Helen says, have you get any of my questions? Helen, I did all of your questions. You're going to have to look back and find them because I did do all of them. There were a lot. There were like 10 questions. And Parlis says, New Moon, technically I would help, but I've got flying patio objects. That sounds very intriguing. I wish you luck, Parlis. I hope you find your flying furniture. So I have caught up on chat. I love you all. Thank you for coming tonight. Please bring all your questions back tomorrow and I'll happily read them. I love you. Bye-bye. And brother, just take care. Take care. So long. Farewell.